Hello everybody, hope everyone's doing well today. Another Sunday, another stream. So yeah, welcome. So today we are, well, I'm basically carrying on with my little sci-fi animation that I'm starting, or that I'm busy with, just using Blender. So yeah, just gonna finish or continue with some models that I need to create for this animation. Quite a lot of work, so let's see how it goes. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is having a nice and relaxing Sunday. And yeah, I think we can jump right into Blender. So I've got a few, let me just do a screen capture. I've got some references that I need to use today. Let's have a look here. Where did I save them? Martin's Window, welcome. Hope you're having an amazing Sunday, filled with Blender and more Blenderness. So where did I save this thing? Twitch graphics. No, I think I saved it in my actual, yeah, here we go. So I got some inspiration from Heroes of the Storm, the Blizzard game. So I just got some screenshots basically of some of their buildings and some of their assets and things. And yeah, I think I want to use some of these to kind of like this look. It's kind of cartoony, low poly look. So yeah, we will see what I still need to do. There's quite a lot today, or quite a lot to do still. Well, I'm just starting out, so a lot to do. So I just need to decide what I'm going to model today. So what we've done in the last live stream, I've modeled this little rover and also a little telescope. So I think, let me just see which reference we are going to use. So I think today I want to start working on the actual building for this character, or his little Martian home. Yeah, so I'm just getting some ideas for buildings. Let me see if I can find a nice one. Maybe. I also got some other references that we can look at. Just little cartoony. So I kind of like this as well. Just this very kind of basic kind of structure, and then obviously we can expand on that inside. Yeah, so maybe we should just use this for a start and kind of just build it out from there. But let me just look at some of these again, get some inspiration. Okay, let's see. This is maybe a good reference image, because I like kind of these round things, these round buildings on top, and also like this wall. And yeah, there's a lot of things to reference, I think, in this one. So I think let's use that one. So usually in Blender, let me just make sure we are on the right screen. Yeah, So usually in Blender hey Paul, I can't focus on study due to Blender. Yeah, welcome to the Blender world. That happens. So yeah, I usually just add like an image editor right here on the side, and then I can load my references here. So I think let's just go to the project. I actually just need to save these all in the same folder, but yeah. References, Warrior Junction, and we're going to use the first one. So yeah, then you can basically just kind of pan around here and use this as a reference. So just an easy way to kind of do this. So yeah. So we've got this little thing going here. All right, let me just see. What are we gonna do? I need some ideas. But I'm preparing for IIT, toughest third exam in the world. What is IIT? If you don't mind sharing some information with us. So I'm just kind of thinking like the overall structure. Do I want like a square? Do I want like a more round kind of building? Maybe like a little bit more square, and we can add some roundings on top as well. Yeah, I just kind of really like this style. Indian Institute of Technology. Oh, cool, man. That sounds very cool. I also actually have a like an IT background. I used to work in IT for many days, many years, and then I moved over to the advertising industry. So yeah, now I'm doing 3D visual effects, compositing, etc. Yeah, I'm a bit stuck with ideas here now. That's kind of nice. I like kind of this kind of vibe. So okay, I think we just need to start with a nice little cube, as we do, and then we can always take it from there. Love from India. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I'm from South Africa, so yeah, welcome. Awesome. Nice to see people from all over. So I think I just need to kind of get, I don't know, I'm a bit stuck with ideas currently, but I'm sure something will happen once we kind of start moving things around. And I just wanted to figure out what shape I want. That's kind of the main thing I'm trying to do here now. So yeah, this is a bit of a slow day. So maybe we should just kind of do a kind of square vibe. Do you love India? Yeah, I've never been to India. I really want to visit India one day. But yeah, India is nice as far as I know. But yeah, I've never been there. Sounds like an amazing place. I'm just gonna turn down the music slightly. It's a little bit distracting. Okay, what are we doing? So let me just open this other reference as well. Just a little rover base. Yeah, so I'll probably just have to kind of just create the kind of the shell first, and then we take it from there. All right, so let's start with a nice little inset, and then I'm just going to take this in to kind of create the inside of this thing. What is the size we have here? So X is about, let's make it about, maybe not. Okay, so it's about 10 meters by 5 meters by 7. It's maybe a little big, but yeah, maybe that should be fine. And then I also just want to check. We can maybe enable cavity, just so that we can see things a little better, and maybe world. Yeah, we kind of get these soft shadows inside, and maybe it's a little bit easier to model like that. Okie dokie, so I am really stuck with ideas. Your stuff were amazing. Please don't demotivate yourself due to viewer. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for that. But yeah. Okay, let's just move around here and see what we can find. What is this dude doing here? I kind of like this vibe. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just kind of thinking about this situation. He is just chilling. Hey, Lightly Knight, how are you doing today? I'm just chilling. Okay, so I need to do something here. So maybe if we start by moving these edges just down slightly. No, let's just do a little loop cut here in the middle. And then I can maybe just kind of shape this out first. No, definitely not like that. So we need one more on this side. And loop cut there, and then we can maybe move these down. Maybe that will kind of work. Yeah, I think that's kind of the shape that I want. Like a little hangar, a little warehouse thing. Hope you watched it already. I was watching Love, Death, Robots. Oh yeah, that's amazing. What did you think about the second season? I think the first season was really amazing. The second season wasn't that great. It's still amazing. But yeah, I just think the first season was absolutely mind-blowing. But some really cool stuff in there. Alright, so we have the basic kind of shape that I'm going for. And then I want to kind of add some of these corners. Maybe we should try and model one of these, and then we can put these on the corners. No time for creativity, I guess. No time for creativity, I guess. Yeah, it's always a tricky thing to make time for creativity. Alright, so I'm going to try and kind of model something like this on the corner, and then we can always see if it works on the edge of that thing. So let's just scale this down so it's more like a pillar kind of size, kind of that idea. All I saw was asset from internet puff. Cool. Sorry, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. But yeah. Alright, so let me just hide this. Let me just get the height for this one. Alright. Sorry, I'm a bit slow today, so I'm not gonna rush. Do anyone here watch Bollywood? I can't remember the last time I've seen a Bollywood movie, to be honest. But they're fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that for now. And yeah, I'm just doing like random stuff here today. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I'm not sure if it's gonna look cool or whatever. So maybe let's add 2 loop cuts like so, and maybe let's add one here in the middle, and then we can maybe bring this out. So can I just extrude this, and then we can bring this down. What I can do is I can enable these screencast keys, enable, and then you guys can see my mouse clicks here at the bottom. Mouse clicks and keyboard little thingies. Okay, they use a lot of free assets for Love Death robots. Okay, that's interesting. I think we need to move this a little forward and then move this a little back. Okay, maybe we can move this one down a bit, and then we can move this. We can probably scale this one. No, let's just move this out maybe this way. And what are we doing here? Maybe we can move these a little bit inwards like so. Okay, and then we can probably do something. I'm gonna just dissolve these 2 edges, and then we can take this up a little further, or we can just do a loop cut around these. And maybe I can wait, let me just move this up, so something like that, and then we can maybe just extrude these over and down maybe. Okay, it's weird, but we have something. I think you have to zoom in your webcam. It's far. It is a bit far, right? Let's see if I can do that quick. Give me a sec. How's that? I think that feels a little better. I don't want to go in too far. Yeah. And now it's a little bit. Well, if I sit like this, then I'm kind of in frame, so that's cool. Water bottle. Today I've surprised my sis with birthday animation. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. How long have you been using Blender? So, okay, so webcam is a little bit closer. Let's see how, if I go to the chat. Whoa, that's close. So I need to kind of duck down. I'm just going to make the frame slightly higher. Okay, if I kind of sit like this, then I should be in frame if we do the chat. I am a Maya user for 1 year now. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually started with, no, not started with Maya. I started with 3ds Max DOS version. And then I moved over to many different other software. Like I used Cinema 4D for a while. I used Maya for a bit. Well, I used Maya for quite a while, actually. I used Modo. I played around very briefly with Houdini, but then I got stuck on Blender. Yeah, so Blender is amazing. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here. This is not really working for me, this part. So maybe let me just undo that. Maybe if we just scale this inwards, and then what is the perfect computer specification for animation? Oh, anything with a nice graphics card. Yeah, like if you get So lots of RAM. So you need like to do like quite heavy stuff. You need a bit more RAM. So maybe 32 gigs of RAM. I'll go with. I'm on a Mac, but yeah, it depends what you like. I've got an external graphics card in one of those external boxes, but it's a bit weird because you can't really use it in Blender because it's like an external GPU. But yeah, any PC with a nice GPU like a GeForce 3080, or if you can afford a 3090, that would be amazing. Or 3070 or 30. I think you get a 3060 as well. No one had video on that. Yeah, so it just kind of depends what you do. But anything with a nice graphics card and a nice amount of RAM should be fine. And the nice thing about Blender is actually quite light when it comes to like CPU usage and stuff. If you're just kind of doing basic stuff, if you are going to do like crazy simulations and stuff, then it might be an issue. But for normal kind of day-to-day modeling and things like that, you don't really need a powerful PC, which is nice. Okay, so to inset something like this all around, or not inset, extrude, you do Alt-E and then individual, or you can do normals. And then you can kind of take it in like that. And offset even. And you can do little things like that. I got a potato PC, that's why I render my animation with Google Colab. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So you say you on using Maya, right? Or are you... Sorry, I think Lightly Knight said, yeah, they are using Maya. I think, Paul, are you on Blender, right? You should just render with Eevee instead of Cycles. Obviously, Cycles looks is a lot more realistic. But, yeah, you can create some amazing looking renders with just Eevee. So, that's always a good thing to do. Alright, maybe let's just create one more of these. And maybe we can do a little inset here. I'm kind of just adding some details for this. Maybe something like that. What if we do 3 little insets? Yeah. I use Maya with RTX 2080 Super. Okay, that's quite cool. Yeah, I actually have the same one in my PC. So I've got a PC as well. So I'm not currently using the PC. I basically use my PC only for a few games. So, and in that PC, I've got a 2080 Super, and it's amazing. It's a really great graphics card. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, so Paul, have you played around with Eevee, the Eevee renderer, or do you mostly use Cycles? I'm just adding random stuff here. Okay, that looks a little bit sci-fi-ish, I think. Maybe let's add some more details here. And then we can do along normals. Maybe we can bring them out a bit. And then we can inset them again. And take it in. Something like that. Inset is basically how you do sci-fi stuff. Inset. So yeah, I've used almost all 3D software. So which one is best? That is the question we all. Yeah, that's a difficult question. It comes down to what you feel comfortable with. Personally, I would say Blender. Because, let me just explain quickly to you guys why I prefer Blender. Like, I came from the last couple of years before I moved over to Blender, I used Maya, and then I also used PF Track. So a lot of the work I do involves object tracking and also camera tracking, so normal match moving stuff, etc. So I'll always used to go back into PFTrack, do my tracking, then export that to a FBX, and then import that into Maya, and then make sure your frame rate's right, and make sure your starting frame and all that fits and matches, and it's just a pain. And nowadays I do everything in Blender. I do my 3D tracking in Blender, I do my object tracking in Blender, and I have to say it's better than PFTrack. I know some people will scream at me for that because PFTrack is amazing and it's super expensive and it's used in the industry, but I find that Blender's tracker is actually faster, more accurate, and it's easier to use because you stay inside the same application. And then, yeah, everything else, you can do your compositing inside of Blender, you can do your video editing inside of Blender, you can do your sculpting inside of Blender, texture painting, everything like that. So yeah, and then obviously that next question, Blender versus ZBrush for sculpting. So obviously ZBrush is the monster of the industry, and it's industry standard, and many people use it for creating movie assets and game assets, and it's amazing. But I don't think Blender is that far behind, to be honest. Obviously, if you do like super complex models with millions and millions of polygons, and then I would say ZBrush will be a better option because it can handle a lot more. But Blender is definitely catching up, slowly but surely. Not even slowly, it's actually catching up really fast. So yeah, I think in a year or two, Blender's sculpting will be so much better. But yeah, we'll kind of have to wait. Then the next one, Blender versus After Effects or visual effects. So I'm a big After Effects user. If you look here, I don't know if you can see this screen capture. So here's my After Effects right there. Yeah, so I basically don't do my compositing in Blender. You can obviously, but I haven't really gotten into that. So I'm a big After Effects fan. So I do most of my compositing inside of After Effects. So yeah, no, After Effects is great. Yeah, definitely Unreal Engine is amazing. But it's also fine if you use Blender with Unreal Engine. But yeah, as you say, if you're in a team and they're using Substance Painter and ZBrush, then Maya is probably a better option. It all depends on your team. But I would say Blender is capable of almost anything. Obviously, if you're going to do like massive simulations and stuff, then you will either use Houdini or something like that. But for like small scale simulations, Blender is perfectly fine. Okay, I think we need to see if this thing is going to fit. So let's just see if we maybe rotate it a bit. So maybe like -45. And then we can maybe just kind of place it. Yeah, I think that kind of works. You have great live link for Unreal. Maya has crazy fast import and export. True. Yeah, I think Maya can handle much bigger scenes than Blender. So if you're also working with millions of polys, then Maya is probably a better option. But yeah, it's only if you're using big scenes. Another thing that really irritated or frustrated me about Maya is it takes so long to open the program. Like if you click on the Maya icon, it takes like, it obviously depends on your PC, but it takes so freaking long to load all the plugins and all the add-ons and things, where Blender is literally, you click on that icon and it opens. It's a small stupid thing, I know, but yeah, it's a thing. Okay, so let's just do 45 degrees with that one as well. I think that kind of works. I don't know. So let's just move these over. So I'm going to duplicate them, Shift D, and then I'm just going to kind of slide them over to this side. And then we're going to rotate them. So we're going to rotate this one about 90 degrees and this one minus 90. Yes, I agree though. Hey D Vamshi, how are you doing today? Okay, so nothing is sticking through here, so that's looking cool. Okay, so we've got our wall pillars, or whatever you want to call them. So let's see what we can do next. So maybe we should add like something like this just around this actual building, just to add some interesting vibes here. So maybe just hide those quickly, and then I'm gonna do a loop cut around this side. So maybe something like that. And then I just want to straighten this edge. As you can see, it kind of goes up here. So what I can do is you can just select this edge all the way around, holding in control, and then it will kind of follow the path. And then I'm going to scale it in the Z. So SZ, and then you can see it kind of straightens out. And if you press 0, it's going to straighten it out exactly. And if we want to slide that edge, you just press GG and you can slide it. But now we just need to be careful because it's going to kind of mess it up again. So I'm going to place it around here, this height, and then I'll just do a SZ, scale in Z, and then 0. I just want to apply the scale of this building because I've got a feeling, yeah, it's not perfectly scaled. So object, apply, scale. Now it should be 111 and everyone is happy. Okay, so now I need to do some of this. Paul, how Blender earn money for their progress? How Blender earn money for their progress? You mean the actual Blender company, the Blender team? I know they get a lot of, it's almost like sponsors. So if you go into their website, you'll see they have Microsoft, they have Epic Games. I think Facebook is now a sponsor as well. I don't know if you call them a sponsor. Yeah, but there's lots of like big companies. I think Google as well is actually also busy funding Blender. I know Microsoft is. I know Epic Games is. So yeah, quite a few big companies is actually getting in to the whole Blender development fund. And then obviously one of the big studios that's using Blender is Ubisoft. So they are actually using Blender in their whole pipeline, so which is quite cool. All right, so we need to kind of we need to subdivide these faces so I can create these little things. So in India we are getting 150 megabit per second net speeds for $136. Okay. Yeah, here in South Africa, I'm on 100 megabits per second line, fiber. And we pay about, how much is that in dollars? It's about $80 US. So, yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to subdivide these a few times, maybe one more like that. Ooh, this is a bit dense. Okay, let's undo that quickly. What am I doing? Let me just dissolve these edges. Let's dissolve those edges. And let's dissolve these edges. Okay, so now I can take those 4 and I'm going to subdivide them. I'm doing this a little bit kind of the weird way. I know there's a easier way to do this, but I'm just going to do it this way. It's fine. What are we doing here? Okay, so now I can take all of these and then all of those and these edges. And anyone know Shah Rukh Khan? Yeah, I've heard of. That's an actor, right? An Indian actor, I think. Okay, so we have our little faces. What is this line doing? We can definitely dissolve those ones. Bollywood star, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take these side faces first. And I'm going to inset them. So just inset to create these little weirdness like that. And then I'm going to extrude along normals just slightly to create these kind of panels on the side. Like that. No idea what it is, but maybe let's add some here at the back as well. So I bring them in and then we're going to extrude them slightly inwards. Okay, so we have our basic shape. Let's see what else we can do here. Maybe we can add some pipes. Always good to have some pipes outside. So let's add a... So there's a few different ways you can do pipes. You can use a curve or you can just use kind of a cylinder and kind of extrude it like that. So it all depends if you want something more kind of smooth. So let's have a look at some pipe ideas. Pipe ideas. What's here at the back? So that's one massive kind of pipe going through there. So I think let's use a curve and see how that works. So I'm going to create a curve, basically a curve, and then we kind of just move this out to the side, and then we can maybe just rotate that 90 degrees. 31% Indian work in Google, including CEO of Google. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I just want to... What are we going to do here? Okay, so this curve, if you move this, let me just see if I can scale these in the Y. Yeah, I can do that to straighten that out. Nice. And now I can move this over like so, minus 90. Okay, cool. And then you can also extrude these points, obviously. So I can extrude this in the X. Maybe maybe something like that. 36% Indian works in NASA. Okay, interesting stuff. Let's move these up a little. Yeah, maybe let's just keep it like that. Okay, so if we move this kind of to our building, let me just look at this from the side. All right, so what you can do with curves. So we can go to our curves properties, and then you can go to geometry and just use this. No, not the offset, but the extrude. Also not the extrude. I want to do the bevel. There we go. So you can see there it creates like a kind of a pipe if you do that. Okay, so we have our little pipe, and we can choose the size here, and then we can also choose the resolution. So obviously if you add less, then it will be kind of more low poly, more blocky, and if you increase it, it will kind of smooth it out. So maybe I don't want it too smooth, maybe something like that. And then you can always go in again and you can change your curve, and that will basically just kind of update like that, which is nice. So maybe we do something. Maybe I just need to add a few more resolution points. Yeah. And then we can maybe drag this out a bit and maybe even do that. And we can bring this, maybe I want this top part to be a little bit rounder. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then we can just rotate that so it's kind of flat. Stop talking about India, please. Oh my god, you're done. Yeah, guys, just chill with those things. Lightly night. Just chill out, dude. Please. We don't want to get into anything like that. If you guys want to discuss anything, be nice. Just be nice, people. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Okay, so what are we doing here? If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Because I'm just kind of doing random shit here. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas for what I can add, or maybe... Yeah, I don't know if I'm overcomplicating this now. Maybe I am. Maybe if we delete that vertex and kind of just stick with this one for now. Maybe let's move this up a bit. Yeah, I think just a very basic pipe like that should work. So I just want to move this in so it kind of connects with the wall, and then we can bring this one out slightly. So there's a bit of a curve. Okay, and then maybe we can increase this to about 12. No problem, Paul. Yeah, no, everything's fine. I think we just need to be careful when talking about specific race things. Let's just keep it relaxing, people. Keep it relaxing. Okay, so I think this might do the trick. Maybe if we bring this down a little, just to kind of have like a bit of a pipe coming out of the side. Maybe if we bring that a little closer. Yeah, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. All right, so now once we're happy with our curve or our pipe, we can convert this to a mesh. So you literally just right click on this and you go convert to mesh, and I think that's it. Yeah, so now you can edit it and everything is good. So I'm just going to change this to shade flat so we can see what's happening here. And now you can, let me just apply the scale first. Now you can do things like excuse me. So you can take those faces all around, and then we can maybe can we insert them? Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can extrude these, maybe do something like that. Anyone excited for God of War Ragnarok? I haven't really checked it out, or I haven't looked at any trailers. But yeah, I've heard really good things about the previous God of War games, which sounds pretty amazing. Okay, let's do another little inset here, maybe like a small one like that, and then we can bring that out to create something weird like that. Okay. And let's maybe create one more here at the top. So maybe this one, let's insert that. And then we can maybe just do something like that. And then maybe let's do a big one here. So this one I'm just going to scale. Or maybe let's just extrude the whole thing. Yeah. So basically, I don't play a lot of games. I used to play a lot of games, but it's mostly just time to find time to play games and not be creative. Well, playing games can be creative as well. But yeah, I basically only play one game at the moment, and that is Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard game. And it's been out for many days, or many years, many moons. And yeah, I enjoy it. Because it doesn't take too long, so you can play like a match and it takes like, I don't know, 20 minutes to 30 minutes for a match. So, that's nice. Okay, so we have one pipe, and now what I'm going to do is array this little pipe. So, add a modifier, array, and we want to go not that way. Why is it doing X like that? Okay. Maybe let's do 1, and then we can increase this to maybe, I don't know, so many. And then we can just shift this whole thing back, maybe to center, like that. Yeah, that looks sci-fi-ish, I think. I've heard that Windows will launch Windows 11 this month. Oh, really? I actually heard, where did I hear this? Oh, it was on Linus Tech Tips, where they spoke about all the different Windows versions. And I don't know, on that episode, it wasn't released too long ago, they mentioned that Windows or Microsoft won't go past Windows 10. They will always kind of just update Windows 10, but I don't really believe that. Okay, so we have our pipes. Maybe, I'm not sure if we should add pipes to this side, maybe. Maybe not the same type of pipe, so maybe we can just do, let me just place my 3D cursor. Yeah. And then maybe we can just do a cylinder. 90 degrees, scale it down, move it up. Maybe just like one big one. Okay, for this pipe, I'm going to use the spin tool. So, first of all, we're just going to add our, or apply our scale. And so I want to spin it so it comes out on this side, obviously, and then down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my 3D cursor right onto that vertex there. So Shift S, cursor to select it. And then we're going to take this face and we're going to do spin tool like so. And we want to go which way? Y. Yeah, like that. And then I just want to hold in control to snap it to 90 degrees. And then I want to, which way do we want to push this? Maybe, nope. Let's bring that out again. So 90. Yeah, so it's that one. Okay, so that's 90 degrees. That's looking fine. And now we can just take this one and kind of just extrude it all the way down into the floor for now. Okay. Can snap that to the grid. So I'm going to enable absolute grid snap GZ, hold in control, and we can probably do the same with this side. So if we select, whoops, that's not going to work. Oh yeah, this is still an array, right? Yeah. So if we hide our building for now, and we hide those things. Oh, I'm still on the spin tool, that's why it's freaking out. Okay, there we go. So absolute grid snap, and that should be fine. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's just save this. Okay, so we have our pipes on that side. Then we have this big pipe on this side that I just want to add something to it. So maybe let's add a loop cut right here somewhere, and then we can select these faces and we can inset them like so, and then we can extrude them inwards, maybe like that. And then we can maybe take those ones and kind of just scale it like that. Okay. And then maybe we can do something with these faces. Maybe bring that one out. And then maybe we can do another little loop cut around here. And this one we can also go inwards, maybe something like that. And then this one I also want to do something here. Maybe okay, what are we going to do here? So maybe with this one we can bring this out. Yeah, it's kind of a weird little thing, and I want to duplicate it, so I just want to move it maybe one around here, and then we duplicate, shift D, and I'm moving one back to around here. Okay, so what version is that? Hey, Mr. Guest. So this is the new one. 2.93.0 was released a couple of days ago. All right, so we have our little pipes on the one side and our bigger pipes on the other side. So let's just look at our reference and kind of just go through here and see what inspiration we can find. Maybe I want something interesting on the roof. No problem. Thank you, Mr. Martin Fenter. Thank you. Okay, so maybe we should do like a little dome on top, maybe something like this. So yeah, any ideas, guys, please let me know. I just want to add some panels here quickly. So if we inset these maybe, and then we can bring them out or in, maybe in for these, that's better. And then maybe we can do something here at the top, inset these maybe a little bit smaller, and then we can just extrude them inwards. Satellite for the roof, that is a brilliant idea. That will definitely need to happen. I wonder if there is a satellite. So what I will do, I think I'm going to build a little dome like this and then have a satellite on top of it. How does that sound? Okay, so here we go with our little roof thingy. So I'm just going to place my cursor here and I'm going to create a cylinder. All right, so let's just see what we're going to do. It's probably easier to start with a sphere. Yeah. Let's start with a sphere. UV sphere. That should be fine. Cool. So elbow cough. Elbow cough. That is yeah. Elbow cough is like so. That's how you do it. Alright. So with the sphere, let's go into X-ray and then I'm just gonna delete all of those faces. Delete. So we only have like a little dome. Yeah, so then you can just take all these little edges and we're going to extrude them down. Dun, 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 dun. I would say put wires all around a small face that is extruded in. Wires all around a small face that is extruded in. So you mean like, let's say if you look at this face here, and then you have little wires kinda covering it, like almost like a panel, like a electrical panel. That's a really good idea. So I'll maybe add this to this dome here on top. So I just want to make this a little fatter, like so. Okie dokie. And then we pretty much, cool, yeah. I'll maybe create it next to the little satellite dish. Alright, so with this one, let's see what we are going to do. So let's do a loop cut. Maybe around here. And then we can take all of these faces and we can extrude them outwards to create that little dome effect. Okay. And then I want to select this, this area. And we maybe extrude that outwards. It's a little bit different than the reference, but different is sometimes good. So we can take this one and extrude it upwards. And then maybe we take this, do another loop cut. Ooh, we can't. Can I do an inset? Yeah, we can do an inset. And then bring that out. So it just kind of sticks out like that. And then we can maybe just flatten that. S, Z, and then 0. Okay, so now I want to take some of these faces. How many faces do we have going around here? So this is, let's quickly do a face count. So that is 32. To be honest, what you're doing is better than the reference. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm just kind of using, it's not really a reference, it's more like just inspiration. So it's a screenshot from Heroes of the Storm. So I'm just kind of using it as inspiration. So yeah, thanks for that. Okay, so we have 32 faces going around, so we should be able to just do an even number. So we can probably do like skip maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not gonna work. So maybe skip 3. Let's see if that's gonna work. My math is not happening right now, so I'm just gonna test it and see if it works. Skipping 3. Yes, it works. It works. All right, so these ones we can probably just extrude along the normals. Just kind of to bring that out. Okay, so here we should probably do a manifold. Let me just undo that and then Alt-E and then extrude manifold. No, that's also not going to work because that's That's going to do that. And we don't want... Looks interesting, but that's not what I want. Let's just select these ones again. Let me just make sure if this object scale has been applied, and then we can do maybe individual faces. Okay, individual faces will give us that, so that's not what we want. So let's just do the normals. Yeah, that should be fine. So what I can do maybe, because now we have this little gap here underneath, which is not really a problem. But we can maybe move them down so they kind of just go into the geometry. So let me just... Or we can snap them to the face. Let me show you guys. I'm selecting all these edges like that. And then I'm going to enable face snapping here at the top. And then we do GZ. So we're moving it up and down. And then you're holding in control and you point to this face and it's going to snap to that face and everything should be fine. Yeah, obviously it's not the best geometry, but I'm not really worrying about that today. So now we can take this edge and maybe bevel it slightly. So Control B, and we just, or maybe just add like a flat thing like that. Okay, we have our dome, and now we need some details around this thing. So I'm going to select all of these faces and then inset them like this, and then we maybe just bring this in slightly like that. Okay, and now we can do our little light panels. So I'm going to do an inset around here. And now we need to figure out, maybe we should do one more so it's a bit, yeah, like that. So now we can maybe do 3, skip 1, and then 3, skip 1. Let's see if that's going to work. If my math is going to work out. Yes, it does. Can you believe? Okay, so these ones we're going to inset inwards or extrude inwards. So just along normals, and we kind of just take it in. So we can maybe add some light panels there. Okay, so that's cool. And now I want these side pillars, or whatever you call them, to maybe come down. Yeah, so over these areas. So I'm going to do a loop cut here. And then I'm going to select these faces. Okay, maybe that one, this one, this one, this one. And we're just going to extrude them downwards. So just extrude them. And then we can probably snap them somewhere. So for now, just like that. Okay, we have a freaking dome. To be honest, I would just add a texture for the lights. Yeah, definitely. Just like an emission texture. That's definitely what I will do as well. So let me just snap these two vertices. So G, Z, and then we just kind of snap them to one of these points. So they are exactly the same height. Okay, we have an interesting looking dome. I just want to see if we... I kind of like the low poly look. But if we smooth it, no, that's definitely not going to work. Yeah, so emission texture will definitely work. All right, so we have our dome. Maybe I just want to add something else here at the bottom. Cursor to selected, and then we just add another cylinder. I'm kind of just, what do you call this when you kind of just squash things together? That's what I'm doing today. I'm not really worrying about the perfect geometries. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So now we just need to decide where we're going to place this thing. Maybe let me just do face snapping again. And then if we put it should probably go in a little bit more. That's kind of, yeah. Okay, so maybe if we place this at the back, the front, back and front, maybe 1 year, maybe 1 year. Is it too much to have two? Maybe not. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to join all these things together. So yeah, not too worried about that right now. So we can probably apply these modifiers. Yeah, that's all done, and that's all cool. Okay, so now we need to create a little satellite dish. So let me just see little reference. Satellite dish. Okay, so yeah, pretty simple. Let me just find one that looks cool. Little cartoony one. Yeah, so it's basically like a half sphere with a little thing inside and then a panel. Cool. Cheers, Mr. Guest. Have a nice Sunday further, and thanks for stopping by. Okay, so satellite dish. Let's create one right here at the top. Okay. So we place our little cursor there, and now we can create our UV sphere. All right, let's just move this up and scale it down a bit. And yeah, now for this one, we also want only the half. So just half of the thing. So let's have a look here. So if we delete all of those faces, we have our, maybe we can delete those ones as well. Maybe, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have our little half thingy, and now I just need to create the inside. Maybe if we squash this down a bit, set origin to geometry, and then maybe scale this like so. And then we can do a little inset here. Maybe extrude that out. And then it's just a little flat disc that we can do here. So maybe extrude and then scale and then extrude. Yeah, something like that. Okay, we need some thickness here, so maybe if I select all of these, and if we select all those, we can probably extrude this. No, that's not going to work. I don't know if I want to add a solidify to this now. I can probably do that, but I don't think that's what I want to do. Whoops. What am I doing? Maybe if we extrude these along the normals. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Let me just see if the faces is pointing in the right direction. Okay, so we have some issues here. So if we select all of these and we do Control plus 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 plus, and we go to mesh, normals, and we flip those. Now we need to flip the outside again. Hopefully that's going to be fine. So increase your selection, control plus, 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 and then mesh, whoops, mesh, and we go to normals and we flip those as well. Oh my goodness, what is happening here? So maybe if I select all of them and go normals, recalculate outside. This is freaking out now. Maybe we need to just quickly rethink this. So maybe let's just recalculate this again. Outside. Normals inside. And then we have that on the outside again. Okay, not going to worry about that too much for now. So now we just need the base. So it's a little simple little base. So I'm just going to rotate this to the side. Okay, like that. And then we're going to add another UV sphere. Scale it down, move it up, scale it down. So that's going to be the base of this thing. So I'm just going to delete all those faces. Delete. Okay, so this we can probably scale down. And then maybe we can make it bigger so it kind of fits over that thing. Right, and yeah, then I just want to create a little stand for it basically. Bum, 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 bum. Just a little arm like that, and then we can then I just want to place my 3D cursor there again, and then do a UV sphere again. Maybe like a little thing like that, smaller. And then maybe we can just kind of move this into position. Like so. So this and this we can join together, right click join. And maybe let's place it on the other side as well. So I'm gonna duplicate this out, and I'm gonna place my 3D cursor right here, and then I'm gonna snap this selection to 3D cursor. There we go. So now we just need to move this thing down a bit. Let me just see. So this one is like that. Bam. Perfecto. Okay, so I'm just gonna rotate this around to this side maybe, and maybe rotate this one slightly so it's a bit random. Okay, so I think we need more panels on this top part here. So maybe if we select some of these and we inset them, and then maybe bring this in slightly. Yeah, that looks alright. Okay, what else are we gonna add? Let's see. So we have our little dome. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. I like this thing. No idea what it is. Okay, we need to do something here on the back panel as well. So maybe if I just subdivide... Whoa, that's not working. Subdivide these two. And then we can connect those with J. And then I can maybe inset this a little. Then bring this out. And then maybe... inset this, bring this out, and then we can maybe take this, increment, nope, snap that down there. Okay, so let me just join these together as well. Ah, we don't have to join them yet. Maybe let me just rename some of these things. So our building, I need to join together. So it's going to be all these ones. Join them together. So this will be our main building. Okay, and then let's just do a save. Okay, so this is, let's call this Dome 1 and Dome 2. And then we have a little satellite dish. I'm just going to call this Dish 1 and Dish 2. Yeah, sorry, something went wrong with the little camera feed there, but I think it's sorted now. Okay, so we have our satellites. I'm just trying to think what we can add next on the outside. Kind of like these vibes as well. Yeah, maybe let's create one of these tanks on the outside as well. So they're very similar to these domes, but I wanna make it a little different. So I'm gonna place my 3D cursor right here, and let's create a cylinder. Okay, so we can extrude this one and then just scale it inwards. And then bring this up. And then extrude it again, scale it down. Then extrude again and then scale down. Then bring this up. Just like so. Let's do a little inset here. Another little inset. And we select this, this circle, and we inset that inwards. Then this one, a little loop cut, right around here, and then we select this one all around, and we can extrude that outwards. And maybe we can bevel these. Maybe not like that. Maybe if I select those two and then we bevel them, yeah. That's cool. And that's what I want. And maybe we can bevel this one as well. Just like that. Alright, so now we need these side pillars again. Let me just isolate this. So with Shift H you can isolate your item so you can kind of work with it a little bit better. So let's do skip 1, 2, 3, 4 and then do one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so skip 4 and skip 4 and skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's not gonna work. So let's do skip 3. Yeah, that works. Cool. So these ones we can bring out as well, like so. And then we want to take them down. So, okay, so what I can do with these faces, I can rotate them all kind of 45 degree at a 45 degree angle. So to do that, you want to change your transform orientation to local. And then we want to rotate, let's see if this is even going to work. No, see, that's not going to work. We need to set this to individual origins. And then we can... maybe if we change this to normal, rotate. Yes, there we go. There we go. That's what I want to do. So maybe if we just grab them and we move them down, but globally. Down like that. And then we can rotate them again on the normal. So why, yeah. Maybe like that, and then we can just flatten them. So scale Z 0. And then we can simply extrude them down. And snap it to the grid. It looks like a little reactor or something. I don't know. And then we just need some obvious loop cuts around here. And then maybe we can extrude this inwards. Yes, I like. Okay, and maybe we can do some more details here. Maybe take that in as well. Yeah, I think that kind of works. All right. And I just want to do a little Boolean cut here at the top. So I'm just going to apply the scale. And I'm going to place my 3D cursor right here. And then I'm going to create a cube. Scale it down. And maybe scale it like that. Bring it out a bit. Okay, then we're going to apply our Boolean. Let me just save before we do that. And then we can select our little cube object. Yes, I think that works. If we hide this one, we have that little slot there at the top. Not sure what it is, but maybe it looks cool. Okay, then we can apply the Boolean and delete our cube. Let's call this reactor. Okay, so we have a interesting looking reactor thing. Maybe we just need to connect it to the building somehow. So maybe... yeah, maybe let's just create a little cylinder here. Then just move it to the side. Okay, so I want to spin this one again, so let's just zoom in here. So I'm going to place my 3D cursor right here. Okay. And we select this face. Let me just apply the scale. No, we don't have to apply the scale. That should be fine. So we do the spin and we're going to pull this out. So minus 90, and then we just kind of need to play with these things. So that kind of looks right. Let me just see, is this perfectly straight? Yeah. Maybe... maybe just like that. And then we can take this one and just extrude it into the building. And then we can just make this pipe a little bit more interesting. So we add some loop cuts right here. And then we take this one and we extrude this out. And maybe we do one around here somewhere as well. Cool, and then we can maybe take, maybe, yeah, maybe let's scale that slightly. Alright, I think that is kind of working. How's everyone doing today? Everyone having a nice and a relaxing Sunday? Tell me what you guys are busy with. Okay. What else can we add here? Thank you, Mr. Martin Fenter. Thank you so much. I'm just kind of thinking what else we can add. It's sometimes more difficult to come up with ideas than to actually do the modeling. Danny Love Eggs, busy working on new visual effects, lol. Nice. Are you also using Blender, or what software do you use? Maybe let's do a bit of music change. Maybe let's do a bit of synth wave. Yeah, I think this is a bit more fitting to what we're doing, a little bit more sci-fi-ish. Okay, let's do that panel with all the little wiring. I'm gonna do that maybe here on the side. close to the reactor. Maya redshift guy. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Have you ever tried Blender? I also come from Maya. I used to use Maya for many days. Alright, what am I doing? I want a little screen panel somewhere here. So, maybe let's just create a little cube first and flatten it down. Maybe something like that. Local. Come on, why are you not doing what I want you to do? Yeah, just not ready to switch it. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let me just see what's happening here. Local, normal. And then we can probably just push this in a bit. Why is this? Yeah, it is nice. Love Maya a lot. I know it's buggy, but still. Yeah. No, Maya's great. Nothing wrong with the Maya. Okay. Inset. That's a little panel. It's maybe a little bit big, but yeah, this is a bit big. Normal. Medium point. Local. Yo, this thing is going crazy. Why is my normal not working? Oh, it is. No, it's not. Maybe let me just separate this from that object for now. Separate this selection. And maybe let's apply our scale. And maybe let's set our origin to the geometry. Okay, now we can probably do local, global. Yeah, I think I messed this thing up now. Maybe let me just apply all transforms, and then I can set the origin to geometry again, and then local, normal, gimbal, view. Okay, I don't think this works. Let's try this again. Yeah, I don't think there should be a screen on the outside. Maybe we can add some things in here. Little cylinders. And then we just pull this down. Z. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can array this little pillar all around. So I'm just going to scale it down so it's kind of small like that. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to place an empty that we're going to revolve this around. Or we can maybe use the object. Let's see. So I'm going to take this object. Or maybe we can just select some of these faces and then place our 3D cursor in the center of that. Okay. And then I'm going to add, let me just save this before we give this a try. So I'm going to do an array again. And this time I want to have an object offset. So not a relative offset. And we're going to choose this object, this reactor. And now we get something very weird. Let's undo that. I'm going to create an empty in the center. Plane access, there we go. And then I'm going to choose the empty. And then we get something very weird as well. Okay, so I think we just need to apply the scale of this thing first. Very important. Apply scale. Okay, so now we have our empty and this thing's pivot point. Let me just disable this. So we need to set our pivot point or the origin to the 3D cursor. Let's see if that's going to work. And then we can probably take our empty and rotate it. Yeah, there we go. So now we can just increase this number to, let's say, 32. And then we can select our empty. And then we just set the rotation. Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. Okay. That kind of works. $32. Yeah, I think that works. So we can apply the modifier and then we can just join these together. Right click join. Cool. I think we need to delete one of these. Maybe we can scale this one up and then maybe slot it down here somewhere. All right, so I want to create something else on this side as well. Maybe like 2 little tanks. Do we have any interesting tanks here? Maybe these are pretty cool. Little tanks with some pipes coming in and out, so yeah. So let's start with a cylinder again. And we just want to snap this. Yeah. Okay, so we, what are we going to do here? So we're going to extrude, scale it down, extrude, scale it down. Little interesting looking tanks. What do I want to do now? like this inside of this tank. That's looking pretty cool. So what we can do, let me just think about this very quickly. So we need to take everything. Let me just think what I'm doing here. I'm gonna place my pivot right here. 3D cursor, okay. And now I want to duplicate this thing and scale it down. So I'm going to duplicate it and then just kind of scale it down so it's on the inside. And let's see if this is going to work. So if I take some of these faces, and we insert them like this, and then we delete them. And we can scale this part. Okay, so we need to create some geometry around this outside part. So maybe I can just solidify this. Solidify, and we kind of just add a slight thickness to it. Let me just isolate this one and we just move this up slightly. And let's do some insets and let's add some details. Maybe that we can take it all the way. Alright, so we have our funky cylinder. Maybe let's just make this base a bit bigger. What is going on here? Okay. This is not what I want. So I think, let me just see. So that's the inside model, which is this one, and this is the outside model, which is this one. Okay, I think let's apply our solidify first. Yeah, that will probably be better. There's some very strange geometry happening here, but maybe we are fine. See, that little triangle right here is not making me happy. That's probably fine, because it's only those two that's doing it. So I think we are right. Okay, so if I... Hey Paul, so what is time in your country? It is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 1600. I wonder if I can... No, I can't do that. Okay, I've got an idea. So let's take this loop cut for this edge all around. And then we bring that out. So we scale it out. So we have something like that. And we move it up a little bit, and then we can take all these faces, whoops, right at the bottom. Modeling versus sculpting. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the whole sculpting thing that much, to be honest. So I usually just kind of do normal modeling. Sometimes I will sculpt. If I want like a very organic shape of something, I will use a little bit of sculpting. But I'm not very good at sculpting, so I need to practice. Okay, so this we can just kind of bring out to have like a little base like that, and then maybe what we can do, just make this a little bit thicker so we can scale this out. Okay, now I just want to snap this, whoops, so we can join these together, and then we can snap this one to the grid. So let's just set our origin to 3D cursor. All right, and now I can kind of just snap this to there. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, so we have our first little tank. Maybe add more details here. So maybe from here to here, we can make a little indentation. Something like that. What if we just undo that, do a little loop cut around here, and then we can maybe bridge those two. Yeah, that kind of works, I think. No idea what this is, but yeah. Can we do sculpting with mouse? You can, but it's definitely easier to use something like this, like a Wacom tablet or any other tablet. Yeah, I actually upgraded last week to the bigger one, the Pro Wacom, whatever you call it. But yeah, it's really cool. It takes some time to get used to though. So when you get your first tablet, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get used to it. But once you're used to it, it's pretty damn amazing. What else can we do here? Maybe let's add some details here at the back. Okay, a little inset. And then maybe a little outwards. Okay, this is starting to look like a time machine, but anyways, I think that is good. Sir, please upload video of your progress in Blender. Yeah, so you can actually go and look at my live streams. I keep all my live streams on YouTube, so you can go and check them out there. Yeah. It's probably going to be the easiest way to kind of see what I do. Alright, let's do another spin here. So let's just look at this from above. So we are going to choose that vertex right here. And we're going to place our 3D cursor to that. And then we're going to take our face and spin it around. Like that. Maybe we can do it a little bit of an angle. Like so. Whoops, that's not going to work. Undo that. So let's bring that out again. A little bit of an angle. And then I want to... yeah, do that. Because you kind of need to move that that center away, because if you don't do that, you can have all these multiple edges on top of each other. So, do you start Blender with donut? Oh, the donut tutorial. I think I did. I think that was actually the first tutorial I followed. So yeah, it's a great way to start. What I can do, I've got a course on Udemy that I can share some coupons with you guys. I just need to check if I still have some available, but I think I do. Okay, so let me just see if this is going to work. So that should go into the building. So we're going to extrude this, like, I don't know, right into the building. It doesn't look amazing. Maybe... maybe we need to do some more spin thingies here. So let's just look at this from below. Ooh, that's not gonna work. So let's see if I can figure out which one is the bottom one. So it looks like that one. Okay. And then we spin this face, maybe. Ooh, what am I doing? What am I trying to do here? So this thing should be on this side rather, like so, and then we're gonna spin it out. That's it. Then we can move this a little further away, and now it's gonna do a new spin. Okay, maybe extrude scale and then take it from there to here, and then we spin this one. Alright, so we're gonna select that one, place our 3D cursor right here, and then we're gonna spin this one something like that, and we move it away. Gonna use these arrows just to get that away. Okay, now we can just extrude this into our ceiling. Hopefully it's not going to stick through underneath. Okay, so we have our tank pod thing. So I think let's move one here. And then we're obviously going to duplicate this, maybe two around here. April. So basically I'm a visual effects artist, and I work mostly on TV commercials. So I do a lot of object tracking and camera tracking and compositing. So I mainly work on TV commercials. Mainly, what do you call it? Like adaptation for different regions. So we'll do like a US version, and then we'll adapt that into different languages, like Spanish and Portuguese and French and German, and yeah, different languages and countries. And then we do like label replacements on the products, and do a lot of 3D tracking or object tracking, and then rendering in Blender, and then compositing in After Effects. So that's basically what I do. So it's mostly product shots. Okay, we need some more details here at the back. This is looking a bit boring. So let's just maybe create a little vent here. You can definitely do animation like Pixar and Blender. Go watch, do a search for Ian Hubert. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. He did this amazing short film entirely in Blender. His stuff is more like green screen work inside of Blender. But yeah, I'll share his channel in the chat quickly. Let me just get it here quick. So, copy link. And yeah, so go have a look at his channel. He's doing some really amazing work in Blender. Okay, so I think I'm just going to add a little grid. Very basic stuff. So I am going to add a little cylinder. Let's just add a little cylinder. Cool, no problem, Paul. Yeah, go have a look at that. But I will also suggest go look at the open movies, or I think they call them open movies, that Blender actually creates as well, which is really amazing. Alright, so here we just want a few of these little grids. Maybe something like that. And then we can always duplicate this over to this one. And why not? We can just duplicate it all over the place. So maybe this one we can just increase like that. Yeah, it kind of works. Looks like a little intake. Okay, so we have 18,000 faces, so this is still fairly low poly, so that's good. Okay, what I want to create quickly is just a very quick remote for let me just go and check something here quickly. Give me a second. So yeah, there's a few, Paul. So you can either look at Blender Guru, which is great because he does a lot of YouTube stuff. And then there's also, let me do a quick search. I think it's called CG. Let me just see. CG Cookie is also very cool. CG Cookie is a lot of Blender stuff, and then CG, let me just see, there's another guy that does a lot of Blender stuff. CG Geek. CG Geek is also very good. And then there is also CG. Oh, there's also a guy with a channel called Default Cube. Default Cube is also very good for Blender, learning Blender. Yeah, he's got some cool stuff. And then there's also the guy from Corridor Digital. What's his name? What's his name now? David? No, I'm not sure now. But yeah, there's a guy, one of the guys from Corridor Digital is also amazing with Blender. Alright, so let me just see. Not promoting anyone, just experience, but CrossMind Studio is amazing. Please check. Okay, we'll have a look at it. Is that also just focused on Blender? Alright, so I want to create a little remote quick. Maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, no, I'll definitely check them out. Alright, so let's do the little remote quick. I just want to see if I can join these things together before we move on. So I'm just going to kind of join everything together for now. We can always split it out later again if we need to UV unwrap and all those kind of things, but I'm definitely not going to UV unwrap this today. So we can do this one. That one is already part of it. Join. So we have our cylinder. Oh, these are the grids. So we can definitely join them. Undo that first. We need to apply these modifiers. Apply. And apply. Cool. So now we can link these to the building. Or join them. He does great job, but less subscriber. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a few channels with not a lot of subscribers that I feel are really amazing, and sometimes they just don't get the subscribers, and sometimes you get other channels that's not as great with more subscribers. So yeah, that's kind of YouTube. And it also does animation for product animation. Okay, nice. Nice. Blah, 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 blah. What else do we need to do here? So I'm quite happy with this so far. Let me just scale this down. And then we can maybe create a little window vibe going there. And let's add some more details, yeah. Yeah, the music is a bit more sci-fi sounding now. All right. I still need a door of some sorts here in front before we move on to the remote. I just thought of this now, so maybe yeah, I'm not sure now what I'm going to do here. What's happening here at the back? Some intersect. Oh no, that's just the column on the side. So what we can do to kind of see this front section a little bit better we can select these pillars and hide them. So because they're not physically connected to our building, you can just point to them and press L to select the linked faces, and then just press H to hide, and then you kind of get your front again. Paul, so from where can we get reference images for modeling any other or any character? That's a good question. So usually I just literally Google, like, let's say I want to create like a cartoon style building or something. I'll Google cartoon, sci-fi, whatever, and then just go through the images and just find something you like. And obviously you won't, you don't want to always copy the reference exactly. I kind of use references more like inspiration, just to kind of get ideas. So it all depends. You can also use, you can also look on ArtStation, obviously, and look at other people's art and use that as inspiration. I don't think you need to try and copy things exactly. Always just kind of use them as a reference and inspiration, and try and kind of create your own style. Martin Fenter, a door that moves into the ground from the top moving down. That is a very good idea. So for that we will then need some reference images. So let's jump back into Safari, and I think I need to go and make some coffee quickly. Sci-Fi door. So yeah, I'm gonna make some coffee quickly. So I will be back in a flash. See you all now. Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. Hello everybody, I'm back. And I have coffee. And everything is good. Thank you, Martin Fenter, for letting me know. The mute demons were doing some weird stuff. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out this freaking door. So, yeah, so we have the freaking front panel. But my brain is not really wanting to do the thing here. So let me just undo that again. And let's just delete all of this again. Delete, 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 delete. Faces. And delete, 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 delete. Faces. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out a way so that it can actually close and open. What is going on here on the side? Is that a problem, or is that just a little extra little geometry there? I'm not sure what's happening here. Let me just look at the X-ray version. Yeah, that's fine. Begone, mere demons, if you're not of love and light. Bye. Exactly, exactly. Go away. Leave me be. Alright. So we have this one face here at the bottom, and we have 4 faces here at the top. So I think let's join these together. I can probably just dissolve these edges. So we have 2 faces top, and we need 2 at the bottom as well. So I'm just gonna just draw a little line in there, and then we have 2 faces top and bottom. Cool. So now we can probably do this. So we can bridge these 2. Bridge, and we can bridge these 2. And then they should be... No, so we still need to split them. That's my problem currently. So what I can probably do here is I can literally take this, I can extrude it down, and then go all the way and snap it to that face. So we can do that, and then I can take this one and extrude it down as well, and then snap it to that face. Then we should be able to open this up. Yeah. So if we move this, we can kind of see through it. Yeah. So that's what I want. But now, because currently we have 2, if I look through X-ray and I do that, we have 2 edges, and this one will have 2 edges as well, which is fine because I want them to be able to open up. But again, I'm probably overthinking this is again, as we do. So I'm still kind of stuck with this. I'm always struggling with doors and stairs, like stairs coming out of a building or stairs attached to a building. I'm always struggling with that for some weird reason. Alright, but I think let's hide this one and let's hide this one. Then we can kind of work on the one side, and then we do the same on the other side. So let's do that, and then let's do one here, and then we can kind of see if this is going to work. So if we kind of pull that in, yeah, so some bits of weirdness here because I only hide the face in front. Because you can kind of see there's another face sitting there. That's fine. Let me just undo that. So I want to go straight down and then this way. So if we move these two, see, then that face comes with. This is a bit of a mess. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to this, wait for my brain to wake up. So I'm just going to delete these faces, and I'm going to delete all of these faces and all of these faces. And I think let's do the remote first, and then we come back to this, because I am doing something weird here. So I'm just going to dissolve all of these, or I can probably just delete them. Yeah, delete, and then we can just quickly fill these in using F. All right. So let's do a save, and let's bring in our remote. Let me just see, did I download a remote? Take another sip of your coffee, definitely. All done, finish and done, and maybe a little cigarette might help my brain. Okay, so I just want to do this little remote quick. Let me just save this as a reference. I don't really need this as a reference, so it's just a little square thing with a little aerial and some buttons and some knobs. So let's do that quickly. So I'm just going to hide this thing. Well, let's just unhide that quick. Did I apply this modifier? Yeah, I think I did. So this we can delete. Or empty, yeah. Alright, so we can hide this one, and we can place our cursor in the middle of the world. And then we're going to do a little remote. So let's start with a cube. Just a small little remote. And we need a little aerial sticking out of the top. So let's just do that. And I can probably inset that, make it a little bit more square. Let me just apply the scale before we go completely crazy. Scale that down. Okay, that's our little icosphere. Okay, and then we need some buttons here on the front. So let me just delete. Let me just dissolve these. We don't need them. Maybe leave that one. Dissolve edges. Okay, so now we just need to subdivide this a few times, or once or twice. That's also not going to work because we don't have matching edges. So we can just do subdivide these ones, and then maybe subdivide those two. Okay, and then we create a little cube as our little button. Maybe we can place it around here. Oh, that's not gonna work. So let's just separate selection, and then we can add the array on this one. Okay, so we're gonna go 0 and then add 4 buttons. maybe like that, and then we can add another array going that way. Maybe just 3 of those. And then I just want to bevel this thing a bit, so it looks more like a little button, and then we can just move this in. That looks a bit better. Alright. What else do we need? Maybe a little turning knob. A little cylinder. And let's do a nice big bevel. And maybe let's move this down. And this we can move down as well. And let's add some details. Yeah. I think that is working. And then we can do a little inset here. And maybe just take that down. So you could add sci-fi drone if you want. Yeah, I will. I've got quite a few things on the list that I need to model. But yeah, I can always do a drone a little later. So for now, I just want to get the basic things that I have on the list for today and get them done. Okay, maybe let's just bevel that slightly. And maybe this aerial is not, I don't like this aerial. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete it. So delete faces. And then we can delete these as well. And then we can just bridge those ones for now. All right, so let's just do another aerial. So maybe a little cylinder. And then let's just rotate this 90 degrees, scale it down, and just pull this out. Okay. And then we can just move this little guy back to the edge. Okay, a little remote. Why is this not wanting to go all the way around? Okay, it's probably because of that line. Let me see if I dissolve this one. And then if we do... Nah, also not. Okay, that's fine. That is good, that is good, that is good. So maybe we can do a little inset here. And maybe take that down slightly. Yeah. That kind of works. And then maybe... No, I don't think we need anything there. We can maybe look at these buttons quickly. Okay, we have remote. Done. So let's just join these together. That's all done. And let's call this remote. Okay, so we have a little remote. And our little homey home is coming together. Maybe I should just, yeah, I've got a different idea for these doors. I'm not going to try and model them out of the building. I'm going to model them and kind of just stick them into place. I think that's going to be a lot easier to do. Let me show you guys what I mean. So if we look at this from the... wait. Okay, let me just get my center here sorted out. So maybe let's take that one, this one, and this one, and let's just set our 3D cursor right there in the center, and then we can create a simple cube, and that's going to be our start. So we're going to do something like this, scale this up so we are like that. Yeah, I think that's why I'm always struggling with trying to model like a door or a staircase coming out of the building, because I try and model it from the actual geometry, and it's not always needed. Like I see a lot of guys, or a lot of people, guys and girls, obviously, in Blender, that's kind of just creating shapes and just bashing them together. So you don't have to always try and model from your existing model. Just create a new model and just slap it in there, and it kind of works. So now we can go and we can create some interesting little loop cuts here, and then you can move these things without any worry. So maybe if you add another loop cut here and here, you can take this one and move it in, and then you can kind of get those sci-fi looking things. Maybe one on this side as well, and then maybe we can let me just see if we move these. Yeah, that kind of works. And then we can just maybe connect these two, and then we can connect these. Not the best geometry, but again, we don't care. Okay, so now I can take this face, inset, and then move that inwards. Okay, and then we can maybe take these two, inset. Let me just apply the scale. Scale, scale, scale. And then we can take this and this, inset them, and kind of push them in as well. So that's how we do this. And then maybe if you take all three of these, inset them together, and maybe push that in slightly. Yeah, I think that works. So now we can just slot this over to this side. So kinda cool. And now we just need to scale this. Maybe let's just stretch it a bit. Okay, so now what I can do is I can duplicate this, and we're gonna spin this around. So we're gonna rotate this 180 degrees. Bam. And we're just going to kind of slot it into position on this side. So we get those intersecting there. That's looking cool. All right, and now we can kind of just take these faces and move them where we want. So that's not going to work. We can probably scale this whole thing a bit. So let me just get my thinking cap straight here. So we need to take these little edge loops. I'm gonna see what we need to move to get this to slot in. So if we move that, that can kind of work. We don't really want that. How much time it takes to do mastery in animation? So if you want to get really good at animation, you'll have to practice every single day for a long time. It takes some time. So you need to learn the software really well, and then you need to practice. See, now again, I shouldn't have done these insets before I duplicated it. So, am I gonna start again? Let's see. So maybe let me just, yeah, I shouldn't have freaking done the insets. So I think I'm gonna start again. Let's do one more cube and let's scale this nice and big, and we make it nice and thin like so. I'm gonna hide this one for now. So let's just first get into position and get the size kind of right, and then we take it from there. So I just want to kind of overlap that about here. Mirroring is definitely an option. And then splitting it in two, that's definitely an option, but my brain is now so, I don't know what's happening with my brain. So I think I'm just going to do it without a mirror modifier first. If this doesn't work, I'll do the mirror modifier, but I'm just going to try and see if this is going to work. Please do tutorial on hair animation. So I haven't really done hair animation yet. I've played around with it once. I literally just created some random hair and I kind of moved it around to see how the physics work, and that was about it. But I'm definitely planning on doing more blended, or doing actually blended tutorials on my YouTube channel. So just keep an eye on my channel and maybe you will see something soon. So okay, so this one we can move back this way. Then we get that, and we get all those, the angles that we want, and then we can now move all of this together. So that's a good start, I think. So now, once we get this kind of to look right, I can duplicate this, and then we're gonna spin it around 180. And then we kind of should get a fit. Can we do animation like Jungle Book in Blender? Definitely. You can do any types of animation in Blender. Realistic, cartoon, Pixar style, Disney style, realistic, visual effects. Anything that you can do in any other 3D software, you can do in Blender. So yeah. Okay, so we have a little problem here. So I want to match the height of these. So maybe if we select all of these and then scale Z, zero them out. I think this might actually work. And then select those two loops, scale Z, zero them out, and we have a perfect fit. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. So now we can go in here and you can select all of these faces and you can kind of move them around to create that look you want to go for. So maybe if we move, I don't know if I should create another section in the middle. No. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move them over so it's kinda in the middle. So something like that, and then we can obviously just snap these to those faces. So if I select those three and I do GX, hold in control and just kind of point there, it's going to snap. So yeah, that's pretty nice. So now we can still move them around because they're separate pieces. Now we can go in and add some nice little insets. So we can do insets on both of these. Maybe like that. And then we can maybe inset all of these a bit. Okay. It's kind of starting to look like a door. So that's one piece. And this is one piece. And then we can always move them either one up and one down. Zoop. Zoop. Yeah, maybe this will just be fine. So maybe let's add another loop cut in this one as well. And then we can edit them both at the same time. So maybe let's do a little inset here and maybe bring that in. Thanks so much for clearing it all the queries, and if I disturbed you, it was not. No, you're not disturbing me at all, Paul. You can ask as many questions as you want. I really enjoy it when people ask questions, so please go ahead and ask anything you want. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Sometimes I might look a little bit distracted, but it's only because I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I doing. Alright, so maybe let's, I don't know if I'm doing too many insets here, but yeah, just add a little small gap here so we can kind of see this is a door. So I don't know, I'll add more details to that door later on. Obviously with materials in your textures you can do quite a lot, because you can add little decals like that, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we have the remote, we have our basic star base, or whatever you want to call this. So let me just call these, this is door 1 and door 2. Door 1 and door number 2. One day you will have millions of subscriber. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be amazing. Okay, so yeah, maybe I must just start doing more Blender tutorials. Maybe that will help me to get more subscribers. It's difficult nowadays to get subscribers on YouTube and on Twitch, or followers or subscribers or anything like that. It's really getting tricky. Alright, I want to show you guys something quickly that's really cool inside of the new Blender. What is going on here? Sorry, I just want to see if I can fix this quick. There's a little bit of weird overlapping here in front. So I think if we just unhide that. Okay, so that's just the corner. So we can probably select these two and just move them a bit forward. Yeah, just because those things were sticking through there. So I'm just kind of moving them forward. So that is looking better. Alright, so what I want to show you guys quick is the outline. It's a new outline modifier where you can create really, really cool outlines in Blender. Like almost like a cartoon style. So what you do, you can add it to a whole collection or you can add it to an object. So let me just delete this door. Oops, that's the old one. Yeah, so let's delete that. All right, so what you can do is, let me just save this. I'm going to create a new grease pencil stroke. Okay, so that's our grease pencil stroke. And then you can add a modifier on top of this. So if you go to the modifiers, you'll see you get your different modifiers because it's a grease pencil stroke. And then you can add line art. Okay. And now you can choose, okay, we want to add this to an object. And you can select your object, which is the building. Okay. I just want to join these two doors with the building. Join. Okay. So we have our building object there. Let's go into render view and let's just switch off this HDRI and maybe let's just add a sun. So we have some lights, maybe. Okay. Hey, Marin C. Regi. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. How are you doing today? Hope you're well. So let me just maybe add a little bit of that. Alright, so now if we go back to our stroke and we go back to this, target material, target layer. What is this again? Color and then black. And we should start to, oh yeah, we need to look through a camera. So that is the thing. And now you're going to see this was going to start drawing like weird lines on the object, but only where you can see it. So it's literally projecting it from the camera. So if you look through the camera and we just move away a bit, it's quite slow because it's every frame it's kind of redrawing those lines. So if we look at this at an angle, let's just do maybe like that, and then we can lock the camera again. So now we can go into the stroke properties. Okay, let me just see what we can change here. So under style, hey, from India, nice, welcome. So here we can change the thickness of the lines. So let me just hide our, like that. So yeah, so here you can add the strokes to your outlines, and you can change all type of things here, like all different things that you can go in here, and you can change the transparency and the way it looks. And then obviously if you click on your stroke itself, you can also change some other properties here as well under your stroke settings, which is quite cool. And then one thing you can do is with your stroke selected, go to your object properties and then visible or viewport display, set this in front, and then it will kind of just be in front. It won't intersect with the object. So now we can go back and maybe set this to about 30, so it's not as thick, and then you get something like that, which is pretty cool. May divide these videos into shorter sessions of 30 minutes as people are less patient this way. Yeah, that's true. What I usually do is I upload these VODs just as is, so I don't edit them, because I don't really have time to edit them. But what I will try and do is I'm probably going to try and do like smaller tutorials as well. But currently this is kind of just for my own project. So yeah. So that's basically how you can add line art. Very cool. And as you can see there, it's kind of just projecting it from so you can't see any line art here at the back now because our camera is in front. So yeah, it's like projecting it from the camera view. And then if you have any animation, if you have your camera maybe moving around it, or you have your object rotating, you need to basically bake the strokes, because it will update each frame. So then you'll bake your line art here, and then it will save that projection from the camera perspective, which is nice. So let's delete our camera again. Just wanted to show you guys how that works. And then we can delete the stroke as well. Delete. But yeah, it's really cool. And you can change, obviously, the colors of the stroke and do all kinds of cool stuff. Alright, so let me just look at my little document. So we have the remote. Let me just see. Remote is kind of done. And we have the house or the lab or the little base, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think it kind of works. Maybe if we rotate this little thing, let me just rotate that, maybe also pointing that way. Okay, building, we can remove our sun as well and go back to solid view. So yeah, basic little poly lab. Let me just save this again. Let me just look on my list and see if there's anything else that I can maybe do today. Telescope, Mars rover. Yeah, there's so many things I need to do still. But yeah, I'm doing it little piece by little piece. Space scene. Yeah. I'll probably have to figure out a way to kind of just move these doors in and out, because we can't just do this. But yeah, I'm sure there's a way to add like something that it will actually kind of hide your object as you move it out. I'm sure you can add like something here that will kind of make it invisible basically once you move it out there. Okay, let's slot it back in there. Yeah, I think this is probably where I'm gonna end my modeling adventure for the day. Yeah, I think it kind of works. I'll probably change a lot of it as I go along. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with what we have so far. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream there today. Yeah, thanks a lot everybody for tuning in today, and remember to join us on Discord. You can either go to Twitch and go to my about section. There's a link. I can probably paste it in the chat quickly. Give me a second. Twitch.tv, and let me just go and find that link quickly. Discord, copy link. Okay, so I'm gonna paste the Discord link in the chat so you guys can use that to join the server. There we go. And thank you, Martin Fenter. Thank you. Until next time. Yeah, so that's the link. Click on that link. You can then go and join our little server. We don't have a lot of people yet, but slowly but surely we are growing. I think there's like 20 people maybe. Yeah, so go join that, and I will maybe share my Udemy course link in the Discord soon as well. And yeah, you guys can just have a nice chat there and ask questions, and maybe yeah, just suggestions, questions, tutorials or tutorial ideas, everything like that. So yeah, that is it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Until next time, and have a cool weekend further. Cheers. Goodbye.